Hey guys, there's some drama going on with Bloxburg right now. In today's video, we're gonna be watching a few responses to that and just making a few comments along the way. Just a little bit more of my input.
Really didn't have massive Bloxburg drama on my 2023 December bingo card, yet here we are. That's right. There's some pretty big.
I'm gonna have to agree. I never thought Bloxburg of all games would be having drama.
Big Bloxburg drama, and we're going to talk about it. Now, if for some weird reason you're unfamiliar with Bloxburg, it's one of the most popular games on Roblox, and it has been for about 9 years now. Now, there's two important things to note.
Dang, 9 years? Dude, I remember when that game just came out. That's a long time.
About Bloxburg. Number one, it has a very large roleplay community. Similar to Brookhaven, if you've played that, there's a lot of role players in this game. About half the players are there to roleplay. But on
Kreek has just as much windows open on his screen as I do. I always have a bunch of tabs open. I'm just glad I'm not the only one.
So like on one side, you got the roleplay community. On the other side, you got the building community. And this is where the crux of the problem begins. So this all starts with this Roblox YouTuber here named Poke. Now, if you don't know who Poke is, you should. He's one of the OG Roblox YouTubers. He was making Roblox videos before I was. And he's had this channel here for a few years called More Poke, where he makes pretty much exclusively Bloxburg video. And yesterday, he started a fire in the community because on his latest video here, he released a message. If you scroll all the way down to the pinned comment section, here it is. Right here, actually a pretty big essay. Now, I'm not going to read the whole message here, but I will summarize it for you guys. He says things like, hey, everybody, I want to be fully transparent with everyone watching. This is most likely going to be the last Bloxburg video as of this moment. His message can be summed up as he's gotten a little bit bored of the game. Role-playing doesn't feel as good as it used to be, and the role-play community in Bloxburg has gotten a little bit stale. He says a lot.
Fun fact, and maybe I missed a chapter in this, but last time I checked, Poke left Bloxburg and moved to Brookhaven. Now, I do remember them saying they'd visit Bloxburg and they weren't really closing the book just yet. But from what I understand, he was mainly focusing on Brookhaven content. So him kind of coming out this message has me, he had already given up on Bloxburg. So hearing this same spiel again, it just has me like, just stay gone. Because you already quit for the most part, and now you're coming back saying the same old stuff. For this to like suddenly cause a stir now, it's just Poke felt this way for a long time. It's not really news for me to hear this. He did state that he preferred Brookhaven. Something I noticed about his builds is that they got the job done. They weren't extremely like over the top, heavily detailed. Like, he built what he needed for his videos so he could do the roleplay content. So he is a heavy role player. I don't know if the reason that he's saying this now is different from the time he left before, but hearing Poke talk about Bloxburg again is just kind of repetitive to me. Anyways,
have been very builder focused, and a lot of the role play community feels a little bit neglected. Now, before we really dig into this, I do think it's important to point out that Bloxburg actually isn't developed by the same people it used to be. Coetus here, he is the creator of Bloxburg. Now he is a developer of it, or at least one of the developers, because about a year ago he actually sold the game. This is a news article from 11 months ago here. Roblox powerhouse, welcome to Bloxburg, reportedly was acquired by the Embracer Group.
Hitting the news is crazy. That's how you know it was a good game.
Embracer Group it's basically the company that owns games like Tomb Raider, like Borderlands, and they bought Welcome to Bloxburg for over $100 million, meaning that Coetus here, he sold Bloxburg.
The $100 million, dude, you're set. If that were me, I would have retired. I would not have even stayed and developed. I would have let them burn that game to the ground because I got my bag and I'm set.
It to this company for over $100 million. And I don't blame them. $100 million, that's a lot of money. That's retirement money. I'm going to live on an island somewhere, and I'm just going to play video games for the rest of my life kind of money. That's great. I just mention this because whenever I start talking about the community being mad at the developers and some of the updates being bad, at least according to the community, it's important to note that this isn't just some dude sitting in his mom's basement cranking out updates on his Roblox game as a hobby every weekend. This is an actual business making hundreds hundreds of millions of dollars a year. I just want to point out that distinction. Now, if you go on Twitter right now, you'll actually find that Bloxburg is trending, and a lot of people have been talking about the recent drama. And you've got a lot of people saying, hey, I love the recent updates. They're doing great. And then you've got people that are not so happy. They think the game...
Okay, here's my other thing. Not just the teenage mind, but the mind of younger children, they could be easily influenced by a bigger group of people. So if, let's say, a well-looked-up-to influencer such as Poke said, Bloxburg sucks now, a lot of his loyal fans, believe it or not, they're gonna come up and start saying things too. But if Poke were to turn around and say, actually, Bloxburg is cool, his fans would probably say the same thing. This would not have started if somebody in his position didn't say anything, because the teenage mind, the 5-year-olds to 9-year-olds, they can be easily influenced by just about anything. And nobody was really talking about this before. Yes, they were talking about it, but it wasn't as up there as it is now. He escalated it. So it wasn't even that big of a thing for people to really say something till now. Personally, I think Bloxburg is a great game as it is. I feel like in a couple weeks, this conversation, they wouldn't even remember it happened. Personally.
Like a bunch of arguing back and forth. Bloxburg is great. Bloxburg is not great. Yeah, you get it. It's Twitter. You guys know how Twitter works. Now, this drama got so big that someone made a Bloxburg on strike Twitter account with the sole purpose of encouraging people to stop playing Bloxburg until these issues get addressed, which I find really funny.
Starting a strike group is crazy, because anytime you check the top games, who's online, there's thousands and thousands of people who go through birthdays, go through holidays, they're buying that Robux, and then they're using the Robux into Bloxburg. From what I saw, there was only 120 people who joined that strike group, which means he's not losing out. That's not doing anything. It's not hurting him. It's not hurting his reputation. He's not losing money. He's doing just fine. And if he was really struggling, he would, I don't know, up the price of the game. Or, I don't know, make it not 25 Robux so the players get into the game and then decide to actually spend money because, hey, this game's actually worth it. I don't know, but that is crazy to me.
And stuff like this funny, and this is very important, okay, pay attention, kids. As much as I love to complain on Twitter, and as much as everyone loves to complain on Twitter, you have to realize that nobody cares what you say on Twitter, okay? Twitter can be, and yet the world does not care. And the reason why is the amount of people that are on Twitter is like this.
Their company, a lot of new developers came onto the game and started working on it, hence why they're saying the developers are just getting the hang of the game. Now, I don't know why they say that like it's an excuse, right? Like, it was your choice to sell the game. Like, no one made you sell the game. You sold the game on your own.
I disagree with him because no matter what experience you have, everyone has their own way of doing things. And when you take over such a big project, yes, there's expectations, but the community does have to be more understanding because they're learning how Kreekcrafts did things. They're learning what he would do to tinker around, fix things, do all these things for the game. I disagree, because that takes a lot of maintenance, time, all of it. And even though it's like a group of people that created some popular games, from what I understand, you're not the first few months, the first year, any of it. And it doesn't take a genius to realize that. But you also have to understand too that Bloxburg's community is full of children. And I don't mean that in a mean, rude way. It's just statistically that's a fact. And I don't mean child mentality. There's literally 9-year-olds, 12-year-olds, young children playing this game.
The core. Like, this is a consequence of you selling the game. This is a consequence of your own action. Now, I'm not faulting anyone for selling the game. I would have sold the game for $100 million. Shoot, I would have probably done it for $10 million. Okay? Because let's just be honest. Who wouldn't? Oh, the developer's getting the hang of the game. That's your own fault. You sold the game. But anyway, they've been responding to a bunch of tweets here over the past 24 hours, just talking like, hey, we're open to suggestions. We're sorry you guys aren't liking the current game. What are we doing wrong? They're actually really listening to the community, which is great to see. Another Bloxburg YouTuber that's big, apparently she has like a Nutella.
My other thing too is Roblox games tend to disappear. They tend to disappear without an appeal or like anything. Sometimes they just vanish or fizzle out when the next big thing happens. It's happened to work at the pizza place. It's happened to Hex Arena. It's happened to, there was several mining games and I forgot all of them, but those were also popular. The normal elevator was super popular. To invest $100 million in a Bloxburg game, that's a very risky investment, in my opinion. Because while the game's been going on for 9 years, it has a good run. But some games have been going on longer and those still fizzled out.
She tweeted and she's like, hey, I think the game's actually doing pretty great right now. I'm pretty happy with it. And so you've got a bunch of people saying it's bad, a bunch of people saying it's good. And so look, I'm not going to sit here and pretend to tell you how to fix the game or if the game's good right now, or if it's not good. I don't really play Bloxburg. This isn't my battle to fight, right? I don't really play Bloxburg. But what I do want to do is take a look at the actual data. Let's see what's actually going on with the actual numbers of the game. So there's this website here called Rollimons, and you can see the concurrent player counts. You can see the players over time. So this is all the players of Bloxburg since 2020, right? And if we're looking at the graph, yeah, it's went down, but it actually hasn't went down that much. In 2021, they had about 80,000 people
Playing every day, and now
That's understandable. Yes, it probably went down, but typically when a game is hyped up and it's brand new, people are more likely to play it more early on because they're trying it out, testing the waters, seeing what they like. Once it's been played enough, sometimes you do get less people. At least, correct me if I'm wrong, but at least that's how I see it.
Now, almost 3 years later, they've got about 80 to 50,000, 60,000. Like, it hasn't dropped that much. It's actually doing pretty well. And of course, it's not going to actually drop quite a bit. You can see when there's big updates, right? Big updates equals big spike. But to do that. But what I will tell them, and honestly, I think a lot of Roblox games should do this, is make a council. Grab a lot of your top creators, your top TikTokers, streamers, YouTubers, right? Top people in the community, put them on a council, call it like a product council or something, and have them advise on the path the game takes. Have them advise.
Okay, I like that idea because a lot of games, a lot of companies that provide products for the consumer, they have testers, they have game testers, they have product testers, and not enough people do that for Roblox because the best way to know what people want is to get an outside source from like the team of developers. It's always good to get an extra opinion, always.
You guys want to see? What does the community want to see? Because and it's weird that a lot of developers on Roblox don't seem to realize this. Who knows the community the best? It's YouTubers, right? It's people like me that live stream Roblox every single day. Like, I spend 2 to 3 hours every single day talking directly with the Roblox community in live stream chats and in videos and on Discord. And it's the same thing with Bloxburg, right? Who knows Bloxburg the best? It's the YouTubers. Put them all on a council, right? Talk to them. What do they want to see? How can we fix the game? What's wrong with the game? How do we improve the game? And that way you have all the community telling the YouTubers what they want, and then the YouTubers can tell the Bloxburg team or any Roblox dev.
I like the point he's trying to make, and I definitely agree with him. Pretty much most of what he said, he's right. Like, it's just, yeah. Alright, guys. I'm gonna end the video here today. Y'all have a fantastic day.